Welcome to practice. I'm Casey and this is May, and today we're going to be doing our 60-minute Yinneagram Type 5 practice. If you're new to the series, I would just suggest watching the intro to the series video on my channel. I'll throw up a link for that now. That way you kind of know what's going on in the series, what the Enneagram is and how I'm going about the videos. Today's video is the Type 5, which are the observers, the detectives. You can think of them as kind of the most cerebral or logical Enneagram type that there is. I have a 5 wing. I'm a 4 wing 5, so a lot of the 5 attributes I have, and I can see as I'm researching that, oh, that's my 5 wing. Also, my husband is a Type 5, and he's like a super Type 5. So I've been doing research about the Type 5 for a pretty long time, as it helps me to understand and love my husband better. So I was really excited to write this one with Type 5s in mind in particular. Restorative Yin is a little different than what we would consider regular Yin, in that in restorative we tend to have a lot of props as well as hold our postures a little bit longer. You could think of it as Yin yoga as like a massage where it feels really good, but there's also things going on. So in a massage, your muscles, you're getting into your muscles, and in Yin yoga, in the same way, you're getting into your connective tissue. Whereas in restorative Yin, you are getting into connective tissue, but the focus is really to kind of just melt on the floor. So you could think of it more as like a hot bath, a hot shower. And that's a good way to go about it, to just think when you get in a posture, how can I feel the most relaxed? Because of that, I tend to use a lot of props in my restorative Yin. So today I use a pillow, 2 blankets, and a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, then I would just suggest grabbing a pillow from your bedroom so that it's a little bit longer. Restorative Yin is really great for getting ready for bed, which is what I had in mind when I've created this practice, that you could use it as a way to get your body calm before you go to bed. Restorative yoga turns off our fight or flight mode kind of from the day, what we stay in, and it helps to stimulate our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest system. So it's a really good way to get your body ready for a really peaceful night of sleep. In practice today, we will hold our postures for either 3 or 5 minutes. If it's a 3-minute posture, I'll let you know that. That way you're not thinking, oh my goodness, this one's a little difficult. I don't know if I can hold it for 5 minutes. That way you'll know if it's a 3 or a 5-minute posture. Also, Type 5s are really known for observing life in general. And so I just wanted to give a specific invitation to Type 5s to not observe today, but to go ahead and commit to practicing and silencing your mind from your thoughts or any critical thoughts you might have, and to just participate with me in practice today. So if you're ready, you've got all the props that you would like, then go ahead and meet me back here, standing at the top of the mat, and let's jump right in. Place your feet hip-width distance apart and fold over. Bend your knees deeply. You can rest your hands or forearms on a chair. Take this modification if it seems good for you today, especially since this is a restorative Yin practice. If you choose not to use a chair, hands can be limp to the floor or grabbing opposite elbows.
If this posture does not feel manageable for 3 minutes, go ahead and take this shape on the floor. One thing to note about the Enneagram is that a person is their type, but can behave differently when in a healthy, average, or unhealthy range. A 5 in the average health range is a resource and knowledge gatherer. They see information as a safety net, so they seek to acquire it constantly, especially in their specified interests. They have a scarcity mentality, making them hoard time, space, and affection. The phrase disembodied mind fits many average 5s. Unhealthy 5s become increasingly reclusive and withdrawn, not only from others, but also reality. They take an aggressive stance toward anything that could interfere with their personal world. An unhealthy 5 gets trapped in believing there is not enough and may express their thoughts with judgment, cynicism, and sarcasm. A healthy 5 may become an expert in their field of interest. They find the balance between observation and participation. They see themselves as part of the whole environment, as opposed to separate from it. 5s have the inner potential to become visionaries, with their ability to be open-minded and innovative, finding new ways of doing or perceiving things. One minute left. In whatever way feels best, slowly come down onto your stomach. Lay your right arm out long in a half T shape. Bring your left foot behind your right knee like a kickstand. Roll your body onto your side, moving toward stacking your shoulders. Every Enneagram type has a sin or passion. The passion of the 5 is avarice, which in contemporary language is more like greed, or as author Hannah Posh puts it, stinginess. Although, like all the Enneagram types, it's not exactly greed as we know it. Avarice for 5s comes from their scarcity mentality, thus forcing them to believe they have to hoard their resources, which can be money, possessions, time, energy, and affection. Avarice is also expressed in their excessive desire for information, ideas, expertise, facts, knowledge, and understanding of how something works. Type 5s are part of the fear triad, which are types 5, 6, and 7. The fear of a 5 motivates them to seek to understand. 5s believe that the more they know, the more they are protected from the unknown. a minute and a half left. Gently roll onto your stomach. Bring your left arm out to the side as you did with the right arm before. Bring your right foot behind your left knee like a kickstand. Roll your body onto your left side. This posture targets the heart meridian. This meridian in particular is involved with calming the mind. Trouble sleeping is connected to a heart imbalance in traditional Chinese medicine. If the heart is weak or agitated, it disturbs the mind, causing sleep problems. In this practice, we will connect with each meridian and from head to toe, release and relax our body to prepare us for a night of deep, restful sleep. In her book, The Enneagram, Helen Palmer writes, "The habitual preoccupations of the fives are privacy, maintaining non-involvement, withdraw and tighten the belt as a first line of defense, fear point, afraid to feel, overvaluing of self-control, detaching attention from feelings, such as thinking drama is for lesser beings, delayed emotions, feelings withheld while others are present, emotion comes later when safely alone, compartmentalizing, commitments in life are kept separate from one another, one box per commitment, time limit for each box, wanting predictability, wanting to know what will happen ahead of time, an interest in special knowledge and analytic systems that can explain the way that people work, want a map to explain emotions, psychoanalysis, the Enneagram, a confusion between spiritual non-attachment and a premature emotional shutdown to keep out pain, the unenlightened Buddha, an attentional style of focusing on life and oneself from the point of view of an outside observer, which can lead to isolation from the feelings and events of one's own life, and the ability to maintain a point of view that is detached from emotional bias. 30 seconds left. gently roll onto your stomach. Bend your elbows, bringing your hands under your forehead, and rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Come up to all fours. Bring a blanket under your knees. Take your knees slightly wider than your hips. Knees stay below the hips at all times during this posture. Walk your hands forward to straighten the arms. Allow the spine to sway. Play around with the hand placement here, feeling out hands shoulder width apart, narrower, or wider. To make this extra restorative, bring a blanket to rest under your forehead and a pillow to rest your chest on to relieve a bit of the pressure in the upper back. All of us, each Enneagram type, has a survival story that we picked up as children. As I state in all my Enneagram videos, labeling children is not recommended as they are still growing, and it's not anyone else's job to define their personality for them. The discussion here is about fives as children, not to assist in labeling children now. Author of Millenniagram, Hannah Posh, says, "The survival story of the fives is that they are somehow less capable than their peers, that they are missing a key skill that would enable them to move comfortably through the world. Fives tend to come from one of two family dynamics. One, a parent who is intrusive or engulfing, or two, a family that lacked affection or meaningful, deep interactions. Either way, fives took refuge within their minds or any physical, personal space they could find. As children, fives were usually quiet and self-contained, curious. The message they internalized and believed was, "You are not capable of handling the demands of life and relationships. To survive, you'll need to emotionally detach and hide." 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Slowly bring your torso up. Position your blanket between your shins. You want a little height here. It may even feel good to place something between your calves and thighs. Sit back on the blanket. Bring your pillow vertically in front of you. Drape your body over the pillow for child's pose. Turn your head to one side. Let your body be heavy against the pillow or ground. Each Enneagram type corresponds directly with 3 other types: your wing and your integration and disintegration points. Your wing is individual, but your integration and disintegration points are fixed. A 5 goes to an 8 in integration and a 7 in disintegration. This means that when a 5 is at their best, they will take on the best of the 8 attributes. When a 5 is unhealthy, they take on unhealthy 7 attributes. The disintegrated 5 becomes prone to seeking out various stimulants to induce escapism. They may use their intelligence as a crutch or as an excuse for their behavior. Some seek out accolades to prove their self-worth or mend the ego. They become bitter and misanthropic. They will hoard more tightly to things and direct all their focus inwards, on themselves, ignoring the needs of those around them. On the other side, a 5 integrating to an 8 becomes more outgoing, spontaneous, confident, humble, and physically present. The 5 stops observing everything and begins participating. They take all the knowledge and research, and even if they don't feel 100% ready or prepared, venture into the world to create or implement or teach. The 5 in security has mastered the ability to know when it's most appropriate to use logic or emotion, or both in a situation. Slowly bring your torso up. Move the blanket you were sitting on to the side. Keep the pillow in front of you. Place your folded up blanket on the top of the pillow. Swing your legs to the right so the top of your left thigh is touching or quite close to the bottom of the pillow. Place both hands on either side of the pillow and lay down. For a deeper neck stretch, turn your head to the left. If that doesn't feel good today, keep your face turned to the right. This is a gentle, restorative twist. The other point each type incorporates is their wing. You have only one wing, and it's generally agreed upon that your wing, like your type, never changes. For a 5, they are either a 5-wing 4 or a 5-wing 6. A 5 with a 4-wing will be more creative, sensitive, empathetic, and self-absorbed than a 5 with a 6-wing, says author Ian Crone. They will be more likely to experience melancholy and are less emotionally guarded around others. The 5-wing 4 has a bit of a contradiction in that the 4-wing wants authenticity and connection with people, but the 5 fears the giving away of energy and affection, as well as vulnerability. Common career choices for a 5-wing 4 are author, inventor, professor, and engineer. A 5 with a 6-wing will be more anxious, skeptical, but also social and loyal than a 5-wing 4. Fear and anxiety play a bigger role with a wing 6. They are often skeptical of others and socially awkward, but deeply integrated into their loved ones' lives, as 6s are known for their loyalty. Common career choices for a 5-wing 6 are computer science, law enforcement, mathematics, and engineering. Gently walk your hands and torso up. Bring your legs around to the left, tucking your right thigh under the pillow. Turn towards the pillow and let your body melt down. Ensure your neck is turned the opposite way this time. I like to address spirituality in these practices as I believe your Enneagram type heavily influences what and how you believe. Because of the many different forms of spirituality, I will be speaking quite broadly here. 5s may struggle with spirituality in that it is fairly unknown, unprovable, and requires trust in what you cannot prove absolutely. 5s are also prone to envy, and with spirituality that may manifest itself as envy of others with a closer connection or more information to their beliefs. This envy is motivated by their underlying emotion, fear. To grow spirituality, 5s will find it somewhat easy to lean into studying and reading. However, to grow, sometimes we have to do things we find uncomfortable. For 5s, this could be sharing of themselves, being their time, knowledge, or feelings. Engage in a smaller community so that you give yourself the space to grow with others. 5s are also in their head a lot, so put your beliefs into action by volunteering and serving. Engage your heart as well as your hands. slowly bring your torso upright. Move your props to the side. Bring your blanket over to sit on and come to a seat, legs out in front of you. We're moving into caterpillar here, or a seated forward fold. You can use props under your knees or drape your stomach over pillows stacked on your legs, or both. Use what you need and fold over. Curving the spine is all right in yin yoga if it feels okay in your body. If not, rise up and then fold with a straight spine. Stop when your back signals you to. Maybe you aren't a type 5, but you do know or love one. Knowing our loved one's Enneagram type can help us to show them love in a way they will understand, as well as love them for who they truly are. Loving a 5 is a long con. I can't recommend it for the faint of heart, Hannah Posh writes. This is perhaps because 5s have a real hard time sharing their emotions, which is necessary in a relationship. Suzanne Stabile says in her book, The Path Between Us, incompetence and inadequacy are central to a 5's fear. There is never an appropriate time to discuss either one lightly. Be very purposeful with how you phrase concerns, as a 5 will likely take criticism much harder than you may have meant. If you love a 5, discuss expectations and plans. 5s really need to know what is expected of them. Show an interest in what they are interested in. 5s believe their needs are a burden, so communicate to your 5 that you want to know what they need, and you want to know when they are feeling depleted so you can help. Lastly, give your 5s alone time. This may be hard as it is countercultural to most of us. An adult, especially a spouse or parent, is often viewed as selfish for needing alone time. Most people do need some form of personal time to recharge or process their thoughts, but 5s really can't carry on without it. Make sure your 5 has alone time scheduled into their day and protect it for them. Become an observer of when their energy is being given and present opportunities for them to fuel back up. Bring your torso upright slowly. Place your palms behind you like kickstands and do some wiper movements with your feet. Listen to your body and decide whether to keep the knees bent or straight here. For this next posture, you'll want quite a few props. I'll be using a bolster, pillow, and 2 blankets. Take your pillow or bolster and place it vertically behind you. Place your pillow on top of the bolster near the top. Place your blankets on either side of the mat. Sit up straight and bring your heels together for butterfly. Your knees should be on the blankets. Decide whether you'll want more height here. Lay your back down on your bolster and your head on the pillow. Consciously relax your thighs so they feel heavy. Let go of any tension in the back, the neck, the shoulders, and the arms. All right, 5s, I'm gonna get a bit tough with you now. I want to talk to you about self-care. I have a suspicion 5s may think self-care is a bit silly and frivolous. Here's the deal though. Think of a time you left a social engagement and felt drained. Practicing self-care probably won't completely eliminate that. However, imagine if prior to that social engagement you had 1 hour to do something you love by yourself. Do you think you may have felt a bit better during and after the event? So, here are some helpful tips tailored to a type 5. But remember, self-care is when you do what you need to be your truest self. Connect with nature. Sit on the porch, take a walk, listen to some waves or forest sounds if you can't get outside. Going outside has numerous benefits. Go ahead and Google it. 5s often experience feelings of disconnect from the world around them, so going outside is particularly calming, especially if you're alone. Think about your goals and write a list of each step needed to get there. 5s often get stuck in their visions or big goals and need a time out to break it down into manageable, day-to-day items. Know and set your limits. Don't say yes to something you know you won't do or attend. Look at your day, week, month, and say yes when you can and no when you need to. Go to the things you've agreed to. Do the things you've agreed to. Within them, though, create more limits, such as a length of time you'll go somewhere or work on something. Plan some self-care time before and or after. Talk to your partner about helping you recharge after a draining event. I'll let you in on a secret from a wife of a 5. Other people want to help you do this. 1, because it almost always makes the event more fun for us as well. And 2, because they love you and desire to help you. Use your hands to walk your torso upright. Slowly bring the knees together. Bring your blanket perpendicular to a wall. Bring over your pillow as well. Place the pillow against the wall on top of the blanket. Sit on the pillow, one side of your body flush with the wall. Simultaneously, kick your feet up the wall and lower your torso to the blanket. Position the pillow so it's comfortable, relatively under your sacrum. If this posture is still uncomfortable, take this to a couch and let your shins rest on the cushions. I move a lot, and whenever I go to a new place, I find a new counselor, and I always say, please give me practical advice. I think this is my 5 wing peeking out. At the end of each Yinneagram practice, I like to give practical advice to take off the mat. 5s. Practice experiencing your emotions in the present moment. Don't hold out, just feel them. Recognize when you are having a scarcity mentality with your time, energy, love, money, or privacy. Imagine what it would feel like to believe in abundance. Share more of what you have and who you are with your loved ones. Let them know you. You are intelligent. Don't worry if you don't know everything. People will still think you're smart when you don't. Approach loved ones with plans or real-time communication. They will cherish you reaching out. As Ian Crone says in The Road Back to You, take up yoga or another activity that will connect you with your body. Overcoming the disconnect between your body and head will be life-changing. I'm just saying. he said it. The last tip I have is to position yourself to say yes sometimes. 5s live pretty extremely in their comfort zones, but not everyone you meet or love does. Reserve some energy for when loved ones do bring something up that is spontaneous. I know that sounds like a bad word to you, but everyone else may not plan the way you do. So make sure you are giving yourself ample alone time so that you can love your people better. Bring your knees into your chest. Take a moment here to feel the energy moving under your skin. Roll to your side and up to a seat. Come to your mat. We are now entering Shavasana. Come down onto your back. Place your pillow under your knees. Unravel your blanket and place it over you. Feel the warmth and softness of your blanket. Feel the pillow support your body. Relax your arms a few inches from your body, palms facing upwards, or let them rest on your chest. Check in now. Are you comfortable? Ensure your eyes are softly closed. Relax your feet, calves, thighs, belly, chest, arms, hands, shoulders, eyes, jaw, face. you are relaxed. I'd like to offer a few statements directed toward 5s. You may find it beneficial to write them down and place them somewhere where you can read them every day. On a mirror, your computer screen, in your car. Read them, say them, and believe them. I make mistakes and move on. My feelings are worthy of my attention. Done is better than perfect. My needs are not a burden. I am strong, and I can get through anything. Inhale deeply, the biggest breath you've taken all day. Exhale entirely. I hope you will continue on this Yinneagram journey with me through all the types. If you aren't a 5, I hope you have discovered ways to love the 5s in your life. Beloved observers, investigators, problem solvers. You belong in this world. You contribute to it. People truly want to know the real you. Please take care of yourself. We need your ideas, solutions, innovations, and presence. Bring the palms of your hands together at your forehead. Deeply inhale one last time. Open-mouthed, exhale. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Namaste, and good night.